It's Ken Cunin from Fasting Rip 50, and I want to tell you about a little experience that I had about a month ago. I was at a party and I ran into a bloke that I hadn't seen in about a year. Great guy, and we're catching up, and he's asking me, do you still have the gym? Yeah, still got the gym. You still doing music? Yeah, fully into music, still doing that. And I'm asking him about his accounting firm, and I have a daughter that goes to the same school as his daughters, and we're catching up about kids and wives and all that sort of good stuff. And he has a look at me and he goes, "Whoa, Ken, you've lost a lot of weight. You're looking really lean, a bit lighter." And I'm going, yeah, that's it. That's true. I'm in the middle of a pretty deep cut at that point, doing a lot of intermittent fasting, which I continue to do today. Was deep into a ketogenic diet as well. And the goal was at that point was to lose as much visceral fat as possible, knowing that once I reached that point, it was also creating a good environment for some super compensation where I was going to be in a caloric surplus to actually add muscle mass. That's where I am at today. When I asked him about his training and what was going on, he was a little bit disappointed. I said, "Well, what have you been doing?" He says, "Well, most weeks I get there, say 2 times a week, and I might do something on the weekend, a bike ride or a walk or something like that, but I'm not really seeing any kind of change." A very common story, by the way. In fact, over the years, I've walked in and seen so many people that go to gyms, and year in, year out, they look the exact same. So I asked him this question, and I've asked many people this question through the years. I said, do you ever log your workouts? Do you have a logbook? Are you aware of where you're at with your major lifts? And when I'm talking about major lifts, I'm talking about compound lifts. So we're talking about things like squats and deadlift variations and presses, chins, dips, etc. And he looked at me blankly. No, I tend to just, grab whatever is available. A very ad hoc approach, I may add. I said, all right, so the first thing that I need you to do, I gave him a little bit of homework, and I like to give people homework, is I want you to, and I gave him a whole bunch of lifts. I said, let's find out what your maximum weight that you can do for, say, 2 sets, 6 to 8 reps on given exercises. Because he really wasn't that aware, or he wasn't taking any kind of notice. I want you to write down how much rest is required to keep up that weight in between those sets. And he said, okay, yeah, I can do that. I said also, I want him to log 3 things. So that was the first thing. The second thing I want you to log is how much time per week you're doing any form of cardiovascular exercises, if any. So, if you went and took a walk on Sunday afternoon, good, write it down, 35 minutes, so we got it. And most importantly, I think with body composition change, was I need you to take 4 days, and in those 4 days, I want you to write down, log everything that you eat, everything that you drink. Here in Australia, a lot of calories are being drank in the form of amber and wine and spirits, etc. So you are aware of that. And I said, take those 4 days, you add them up, you divide it by 4. If the scale hasn't changed when you started those 4 days to the end, well, then we got a pretty good idea of how many calories it is that you're burning a day. I think for him it was about 1,950 calories. Then it's really easy. At that point, certainly from the nutrition end, start by subtracting 250 calories a day. If you go straight from, say, 1,950 to, I don't know, say 1,300, one, it's going to screw up your metabolism big time. And you want some wiggle room. You want places to go to. If you go straight into 5th gear and you don't hit 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you're going to burn that motor out pretty quickly. For those of you that are watching this channel that actually want to add weight, and when I say add weight, hopefully it's lean muscle mass, because body fat's just not going to help you out too much in this life, then do the opposite. Add, say, 250 calories. You don't have to go crazy and add 600, 700, 800 calories a day straight out because you might add some muscle, but you're not going to see that muscle if you got a whole bunch of body fat that's actually hiding the muscle. So that is my assignment for you folks this week. And what I want you to do is I want you to track 3 things. Your calories, so you know where you're at. And just to write them down in and of itself is a great exercise. What you're actually doing in the gym, what physically you're doing outside of the gym, so you have something that you can compare to. Also, I want you to, once you've done that, I want you to put some comments below on what you experience. What did you learn by actually doing that over a period of a week? What did you find out that you didn't know right now, a week later. As well, feel free to actually ask any questions, because that provides some future content for me for this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do. Take a moment, subscribe to Fasting Rip 50, hit the bell, and that way when I come up with new videos, it's going to come right to your inbox and you'll know about it. You guys keep lifting, you keep kicking a whole bunch of ass, and we'll see you next time. Cool.